Chico this past weekend for the Twilight Invitational and things like that. Overall thoughts on how that meet went?
Relatively well. I got to hand it to our sprinters and our field event people. They're just really turning it on at the right time. They're just Tegan Eilers jumped over 22 feet over the weekend, and Fred Rosser, he had a great 400-meter hurdle. I mean, he just keeps cutting down his times, as well as Kate Earl in the 400, and just both men's and women's sets are just doing really good in those events. So I'm just really proud of them and proud of the coaches that are coaching them too, doing a great job.
It's awesome. So last week it was all concentrated in Chico, and this week we can see a lot of different places. For you guys, what's the mentality of going to so many meets? And what do I guess do you tell the team, knowing they're going to be split up, I guess?
Well, we're going to go down to Los Angeles, and the main venue down there is the Mount Sac Relays, which is a huge meet, and it's hard to get your kids into Mount Sac. It's hard to get them in. You get a lot of good athletes all around the country, all around the world that come to that meet to get good times, and so whoever we could not get into Mount Sac, there's 3 other meets that we can overflow into, from Cal State LA to Pomona, I should say Cerritos, I should say, which is Long Beach, and Azusa Pacific, excuse me. So there's 4 different meets going on in Los Angeles that we're going to try to attend and just mix up the kids, have our relay team go, and as well as some other event holders, and just give them a good opportunity to perform well, because there's going to be some good competition down there.
I remember you talking about Mount Sac kind of as the second thing. The first stop was the Stanford Invitational, I guess, where you see a lot of Division I things. Now it's Mount Sac. Does the pressure kind of build on this is the second meet where you're going to see a lot of D1 people? Or?
Yeah, it does if you didn't perform well at Stanford. So if you didn't have a good meet that weekend, then this is kind of like the last hurrah, so to speak, as far as availability for really good meet, especially in some of the distance races. It's a very good last meet before we take a slight break before we go to conference in 2 weeks down to Stanislaus. So whoever doesn't go to Los Angeles with us will go to Davis. We'll have a split squad going there as well, and that'll be a 2-day meet this Friday and Saturday. So we get about 13 athletes heading down south to Los Angeles, and about 30 plus athletes going down to Davis. So this will be kind of our final tune-up before we go down to Stanislaus for the conference championships.
Nice. And kind of going with that same question, as a coach, how do you kind of dictate between trying to do well at these events, but also kind of saving something for these conference championships?
Well, this is the most important month before we lead into conference. So you want to be at your best. I think more importantly is you want to keep away from the injuries. That way you have an advantage over the people that you're competing against who might have injuries. And so we're just trying to be preventative there. But you got to kind of fine-tune your mentality here, get your confidence up, and we just want to give our athletes a good chance to perform. So just give them a platform, let them do what they can do, and whatever they don't achieve, we'll try to fine-tune before conference. But this is going to be a real good weekend for us, and just got to get some good marks. That's the bottom line.
So who might be some people to keep an eye on at Mount Sac this weekend?
Oh, Mount Sac. Austin Huff is going to attempt to reduce his time in the 10,000 meter. He's our All-American returning from cross country. Jansen Osher's was entered in both the 15 and 8 and got accepted into both of those events. The women's 4x100 meter team will be competing, as well as Fred Rosser in the hurdles. And Tegan Eilers is going down to Azusa Pacific in the decathlon. He was only about 67 points away from getting the provisional mark for a national championship. So hopefully the nice weather, brings him over the top for 6,200 points. But those are kind of our top athletes at this point, and just looking to fine tune them and give them a chance to qualify. Same with Brittany Chown too. I forgot about her. Essential part of our team. She went over 18 feet in the long jump last week at Chico, so hopefully she can keep progressing and just get that national provisional qualifier too. So that's what we're looking forward to.
That's great. Thank you. That's all the questions I had. Anything else?
No, I think we're good.